Brownstreak was coming home at last. He'd been spending time in Las Venturas after helping some friendly gang members to escape. That night, Brownstreak told Freight all about the other side of San Andreas. "I didn't know there was another side," said Freight, and the two went happily to sleep. The next day, CJ and the heavy-set fellow were headed for Unity Station, and they were more determined than ever. CJ could well remember the last time he had to follow that damn train, and since then, he'd busied himself doing anything he could. But there was nothing left to do. Brownstreak had barely woken up when a gang member fell on him and kindly asked him to drive as fast as he could. "Can you do that for me?" he asked politely. "What is this?" cried Brownstreak. "Is reality as we know it a mere illusion that hinges on the actions of a single protagonist?" But he hadn't time to think, for CJ and the heavy-set fellow had already arrived at the station. Brownstreak raced away like never before. Again. "Oh dear," said CJ. "Here we go again." CJ and the heavy-set fellow need to eliminate the gang members before they reach Frederick Bridge. Up ahead is a lady standing on the sidewalk, Brownstreak, and further ahead is a ramp. Should CJ park near the lady and see if anything develops? No. Although this will put CJ in a better mood for a price, there's not enough room on the bike for the lady and the heavy-set fellow. What about if CJ followed Brownstreak while the heavy-set fellow shoots the gang members? No. They've tried this before, and it doesn't work. What about if CJ got to the ramp before Brownstreak does, boarded the train, and fired at the gang members himself? Yes! Everyone knows the heavy-set fellow is unreliable. If CJ wants the job done properly, he'll have to do it himself. CJ and... The gang members arrived at Las Venturas. "That was our fault," said the heavy-set fellow. "We spent too long on the learning segment." But the two were still determined. "We'll try again tomorrow," said the heavy-set fellow. "After all you have to do is follow." CJ was so angry, he punched the air, punched it again, reset the camera, punched the air twice more, accidentally punched a bystander when going for a third, reset the camera, pulled out a weapon, aimed his weapon, got onto his bike, punched the bystander one more time, and got off his bike. A tank fell from the sky and landed on the heavy-set fellow. "I'm as confused as you are," said the tank, and CJ left in a huff. Meanwhile, Freight pulled into the station. He was sad to find that Brownstreak had gone again already. He didn't even get to see Freight's redesign. Freight had always been a content old engine, but ever since Brownstreak broke through that barrier, Freight had been questioning just how big San Andreas really is, and with the player seemingly incapable of completing this chapter, Freight tried to sleep, wondering if he'd ever get to see the world. The next day, Freight's driver rushed to wake him. He was waving a document about a high-value courier service ran by Merryweather. Freight listened but I mustn't tell you any more, or I will spoil the next story. CJ was so angry, he punched the air, punched it again, reset the camera, punched the air twice more, accidentally punched a bystander when going for a third, reset the camera, pulled out a weapon, aimed his weapon, got onto his bike, punched the bystander one more time, and got off his bike. Oh, that was a bad take. How did Mark do this?